Hi, welcome to my show. Today I have Ranna and Aessin as guests, and they have a wonderful event coming up. It's called A Night in Nineveh, which is March 1st, and I'm so honored that they asked me to be the speaker at this event. They're part of Shlama Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization, and this organization I know has done a lot of great work, and the reason I know that is because I ended up doing a couple of articles about this organization, and I've been watching it over the years. But I would love for one of you guys to maybe share with our guests, how did this start, why did it start, and what has it been doing since it started, which I believe was in 2014. 14?
Yes.
Okay.
So this all began in 2014 when ISIS advanced into Mosul and forced the evacuation of everybody that was any other religion than them. And we ended up doing a protest in downtown Detroit. And after that, we met up and we said, how can we help these people? They had fled Mosul on foot with only what they could carry. They were given 24 hours. They were told to leave by midday the next day. Pretty much ISIS said, by 12 tomorrow, you all need to be out of here or you're going to face some consequences. So everyone grabbed what they could carry and they went to nearby villages, north and east, pretty much. And so we wanted to try to help those people. Basically, other people had opened their doors to them and they were overwhelmed, so we wanted to help with providing food. And also there were some political issues at the time where the Iraqi government had cut off social services and like public services. So we wanted to originally help with maybe helping like clean up the trash, things like that. So our whole plan ended up being halted because by the time we started the organization and started working, everybody had evacuated again because ISIS advanced further. And at that point, almost all of Nineveh, the Nineveh Plains in northern Iraq was evacuated almost entirely. So we were sitting here in Detroit, in Michigan, and there was 5 of us. And we were trying to figure out what to do. And we decided that we needed to build this, because we're youth, we figured that media is our skill. And we thought that maybe we could find a way to connect people here to people there in a very, personal way by using our media abilities as youth. Mm-hmm. And so we are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, everything you can think of, where we are documenting all of our work and projects and connecting the donors to the work that we're doing.
Yes, actually, that was one of the reasons I ended up donating. I just remembered that I ended up donating because those videos, I watched them and they are very heartfelt. And now I realize, I think the first time I met you was at that protest. Yes, I covered that protest, and you were very passionate, and you were talking. There was a bunch. Yes, I met many of the, and I just realized that as you were speaking. But when regarding Shlama, when I went and saw the videos on there, and there was a particular person that he was the one. He's the link that although he's a U.S. citizen, yes, but he had decided that his calling is to go and live in Iraq, and he was very active. And the way he showed donors how this was helping is he would literally go to the homes or the people or wherever the money was going, and sometimes he would take these kids. I remember because Iraq is very hot in the summertime, yeah, and it would be 90 to 100 degree weather, and he would go to the refugee camps. I remember this video so much. I watched it several times because yeah, my kids were the same age, and he would take them to this burger joint that was yes, kind of like a Burger King, McDonald's Dale's type of thing. Dale's Burger, right? And then the kids, and just being able to be in a cool area where they can play, where they can eat hamburger. I remember this one girl saying, "Oh, this is I've never seen a real hamburger. I've only seen it on SpongeBob." Yeah. So it's things like that, and I thought, wow, this is very personal, and it's a very smart way to kind of help connect people to what Shlama is doing. So that was very creative, and it's such a wonderful way to do humanitarian work. And are you guys still doing it like that, where I know I have some videos, is it kind of similar?
Yep, we have not changed that part of it. So every single donation that has ever been made is listed publicly on our website, mm-hmm, and it's attached to all in a spreadsheet style to a video, photos, receipts, the names of the donors.
I think I have, not this one. Is this something?
Yep, those are receipts. And because most receipts over there are handwritten and in mixed languages, as you can see, there's English, there's Arabic on there, there might be some Aramaic on there, it's always mixed. We also add a spreadsheet to every donor listing to explain what was purchased and how much each item cost. And to see that is unmatched in the world of charities. It's like a lot. It's a lot of work that are
I was just gonna say, who does all that?
Yeah.
We have volunteers in the homeland that are putting in a lot of effort and work into this. It can be exhausting. A lot of them are also working their regular jobs. We have not reached the point to have any paid employees at this time. So everyone's working their jobs and then doing this on the side.
Wow.
So there are people putting in a lot of work to obtain all this for the donors, but they love the system and so do we. So they're willing to put in the work for it.
Well, and I wanted to ask, so is this this Nineveh, a night in Nineveh, is this part of what Shlama, or like, I know it's a fundraiser?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done something like that?
Not specifically like this. No, this is kind of a first that we're doing a charity or a fundraiser like this. And it kind of helps us in two ways. One, and obviously it's a fundraiser that we can use to fund projects back in the homeland. And another thing, too, is one of our main goals is to have people connect with their culture. So we want to have people in the diaspora, specifically in the Detroit area, to kind of learn about who they are, their history, where they come from, what makes them special, and to tie them to their homeland. I think the stronger the bond is between the diaspora and the homeland, the better everybody makes out, because the people here get to enrich our culture.
Yes.
And then the people back home get to have a strong link to the West where they can kind of get help whenever they need it, or if they want to have connections. For example, if someone wants to emigrate out of the homeland, they might have connections here that can help set them up. So anytime that we can kind of bridge the gap there, it works out better for everybody.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea, and I already shared that with you guys, but I'd like to, if you can just give an idea of some of the ideas that you had, because I thought, like, it's nice how you incorporated fun stuff and historical stuff and just different ways to get because it's always fun, to make it fun and entertaining at the same time. But share some of the ideas that you guys are thinking to do for this.
Well, first of all, we just want to thank you for agreeing to participate. It was a big get for us to have you. I know that you're very accomplished and you're well known in the community, so we really appreciate you helping out, taking your time. The other thing that we want to mention is that we are trying to make it as interactive as possible for the people that go there. Again, on one hand, teaching the people about the culture and their history, but also making it a fun event where people can go there and, have a good night and have some laughs and maybe learn some things and get them more engaged in their community. So one of the major things that we wanted to do was to have the village costumes. So as someone who's seen the costumes, they kind of differ from region to region, from village to village. So we want to do as much as we can to get as diverse a pool of costumes as possible to represent as many different villages for the people over here, so they can see that, hey, that's my village, but wait a minute, that one looks a little bit similar, or that one looks very different, but I want to learn more about that and be engaged with that. One of the other things we want to do is to talk about the wedding traditions, and I know that's something that you know a lot about, because over here, I don't want to say it's cookie cutter over here, but a lot of the weddings here are the same, and the people in the diaspora, they get the opportunity to go to one every week. Basically, I know everybody gets invited to a million different weddings.
I know, and then they like resist.
Yeah, and it's like
resist, but
when you talk to American people and you say, "Oh, I have a wedding this weekend, and I have a one next weekend, and the one after that," so
and during the week,
exactly, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we want to kind of show them the old school, the old traditions, what they were and what they meant, what the meaning behind it was, to kind of give them an idea of where some of the traditions that we have here come from, and also some of the traditions that have kind of died down in the West, where they're not very practical over here. You don't see too many people, cutting the head off a sheep or something over here.
Well, okay.
Yeah. We're not going to do that at the event, by the way. But, that's just one of the traditions that people did back in the day. So, yeah.
We want people, when they walk in, to, from the beginning, feel like they're in a big cultural experience. And, we want them to feel this culture from beginning to end. The food, the clothing, the music, every single bit of our culture We want it to be fully experienced all in one place.
And I hope, is this the first year you guys, okay, so I hope this is going to be an annual thing, honestly.
Oh, yeah, we hope so too.
Because I'm sure, because really our community needs it. The Iraqi American community keeps flourishing in this, especially like with the Chaldeans and the Assyrians and the minority groups. They keep flourishing in numbers, especially.
Yeah.
But it's very important for us to keep connected to that. And like you said, there's a lot of benefits to it. So, well, I'm really excited. Again, this event is March 1st. It's at Sahara Restaurant. The doors open at 7:30. Sahara, the one in 16 in DeQuinder, and people can go to the Shlama website and just go. First of all, when you go to the Shlama website, please take the time to see some of the videos. These videos are really touching. They give you so much of even the videos you just recently sent me, I hadn't seen them before, but I always get so touched because it's like, these are like our grandparents' lands, and so it brings things home because we do get disconnected. That's how it is. But thank God for technology that we can have that kind of a connection available to us. But I'm gonna take the time to just even see some of the videos, but if regarding this event, they could just go to the events page and it has all the details on that. So I am going to start playing the videos, and then you're going to just let me know. First of all, I'm going to do the Christmas one, the Christmas in Nineveh, because obviously we just finished, with the season, and it looks like, and I think I've seen many of these videos over the years. So every Christmas, every year, okay.
Yeah. Every year we do, this is our 5th year doing, we call it Sanduchat Santa, which translates to Santa's toy chest. And every year we find the neediest that we can of the children. I think 12 and under is the age range, and then we just bring them like some Christmas fun. This year we selected the remaining displaced people because I don't know if many people know this, but most people that were displaced, as I mentioned earlier, almost all of Nineveh was emptied in 2014. And now, thanks to God, most of the people have returned home or immigrated. But there are still a few displaced, and they're unable to return home because their homes might have been either burnt down during the conflict or completely destroyed by an airstrike, or maybe they're too afraid because some areas are still unsafe.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I think some areas are not completely in a position of for them to be able to return to. So
and there's a lot of different factors for that. Everybody kind of wants to have power, so that kind of affects the people that live in that area. So.
And it's only recently that they, politically and military-wise, it's only recently that they pushed ISIS out. So this is very
it's still fresh.
So
this year we helped those remaining displaced people, and also there's a disability home type of place, like a care I don't know what it is. Yeah. It's like a home where disabled people go and are cared for.
Is this in Kurdistan? Is this all in Kurdistan, or is this in different parts?
Mostly in the Nineveh Plains is where we do our work.
So that technically falls outside of the Kurdistan region.
Yeah.
So there is safe areas in there that you guys are able to work in.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But most people were displaced in the Kurdish region.
Okay. So that's what I thought. Yes. But you are able now to work in the Nineveh Plains.
Yep. That's where we've been working for the past maybe 3 or more years.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we'll show this the Christmas video first.
So this is one of the first projects that we've done in Turkey.
اضحك هدية اضحك خامس اعدادي؟ لا ابتدائي؟ هاك الزم هذا الاخ اسمه فوقي هاني
شوف مام لابسة أحمر.
ما اسمك؟
طريقتي.
يا ما حلقة كذا. ما اسمك؟ ما اسمك؟
علاج.
ايه.
That was so beautiful.
So something interesting about that video is actually that was in the village of Telkepe, which was, which many people from Michigan came from that village, their ancestors, and that village only has 50 families returned out of almost 1,000 families. So those people might be feeling a little bit isolated. They're meeting at the one church that has mass every week. So that.
But at least, I mean, it was. I remember, you know, when they attacked that village, because my parents and my grandparents are from that village. I was born in Baghdad, but they were born in over there, and so, you know, then it was completely wiped out originally, and it was prior. It was all just like I visited Iraq in 2000, and when I went and stayed with relatives, it was like 99% Christians over there, you know, and I know that given what happened, and it's. I know it seems like so little, but in comparison to what I first heard the news and how much, obviously people are working so hard to try to bring the people back, and at least to see anybody back in there after all this time and all that has happened. It's touching. It's sad that it's gone that far back, but it just kind of gives you some kind of hope too, you know.
And that's one of the major things that we want to provide the people back home is to say, hey, you know, your brothers and sisters in diaspora, they haven't forgot about you. We're here, we're working, we're trying to make your life better. Because there's a lot of people, there are some people that want to leave, but there are a lot of people that want to stay. Like you said, this is our ancestors' homes, you know, this is our land. So, you know, I'm like, for me, I can trace my lineage back in my village over 500 years. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that can do that, you know, hundreds of years. And for them to just up and leave, it's not easy.
No. And also for a lot of people, it's not becoming really a choice either. You know, and depending on physical and the weight period. So there is a lot of factors for people. And I believe that, you know, given everything that's happening in the world, really the best thing, if people can find a way where they're at to create that kind of a peace, wouldn't be, that's really the ideal thing, to give them the tools and to give them the hope and to give them the help that they need. So the next video that we have is called, so this is where water was, Shlama helped water to this one village that I'm having a difficulty saying. It's Dash Kotan?
Dash Kotan, yeah.
Yes, okay. So you want to tell us a little bit about that before I switch over to the video?
Sure.
Yeah, this was a village that for 1 week they were without water, and this is a government service. So they reached out to the Iraqi government and they reached out to the Kurdish government, and they were just pretty much ignored because they were a small priority in a time of war, pretty much. And the people couldn't shower, they had nothing, zero water coming through any of their pipes. And that also affected their farming as well. So they were really, really desperate at this time. And then somebody told them about us, I guess, and we went and looked into it, our volunteers there, and we realized that, how much was do you remember what
it was? Less than $1,000.
It was very inexpensive to fix this. And the result was unbelievable on them. They were tears of joy all through the entire town. People had to leave and go like live with friends for a while because there was no water, and they were able to come
take
back.
for granted what $1,000 can do. You know, in this country, $1,000, and you know, most people, if they chip in together. So sometimes we take for granted, but how much of a difference that can change in somebody's life. So, yeah, I'm gonna put that video then.
This is the village of Dash Kotan. We visited last time in 2015 when it was hosting displaced families from Nineveh after the Islamic State invasion. Today, it has a very big problem. It has had no running water for the past week because of the motor of the water well has broken. That has led to families going to neighboring villages to take showers or to go even to the bathroom. Even our animals don't have water to drink. They're looking for water, and there's nothing to drink. Because of a whole week of no water, families, about 5 families have even left their homes. They left and they went to the Hug. That's it, they left their home because it's just not livable anymore. It's very, very tragic.
طلبك خدمة من إقليم، طلبك من عمل سوق أختو تابع مركزيته، طلبك من مركزيتي أخني تابع المحافظة نينوى، عمل سوق الإقليم جاب أخو يبي أخو. يعني أخني وحيرة بأصل الجامعة.
The biggest problem is not just, having for the bathroom and the showers. It has hit their income. All these people are farmers. Either they have sheep or they have planting. For example, this displaced person from Turkey, he has to buy water. He has been buying water like this so that his plants don't die, so he can continue to sell what he has.
جعلنا خيالي يعني هذا خيال كنت قرمة خيالي له. هذا فؤاد عجاي يعني.
مصدر معيشة تشويق مال دي عمر شنة بليخة وجهية بنا ظروف القاسية السياسية بريشة عسكرية إرهابية ثلاثة عايش وأبخم بذله. يعني ما بغث.
ريبة ملكتي وتي 100 دونم عقار وأنا أي في ولا هاي عجانة لتن طريق الزعلن.
يعني هي garbage له garbage box أمريكا بزبلة له زي مين أدري جاودية مايا هو بلاستيك لا لك شيخة الدار مايا جاودية تشتهي.
So they're saving money by getting water from other villages and putting it in garbage cans so that they can use it for everyday use. ISIS was very close here in 2014. They almost got to it, but they did not get to Dastita. All the families did run away, but then they came back briefly, but they lost about half of their sheep, half of their plants, and these 4 years they've been slowly trying to rebuild what they had. Here it is, right here. Destroyed, doesn't work, and it just came back from Aessin and bought a new one right here. This will be the replacement. One she's turned out to be broken where there's holes in it, so it won't be possible to use, so we've just ordered another pipe. We've ordered one more pipe, here it is. We're more interested in the sheep. After 54 meters going in, it worked. All right. Now the final one. They're going to connect this to that pipe. And this pipe goes all the way underground to those 2 water tanks. And from those 2 water tanks, it gives to the rest of the village. Water has arrived and you can hear it coming in on the tank. All right, it's coming. Slowly it's coming. There you go, they're drinking water for the first time in a long time. Drinkable water. Bella?
هذا بسخو
شكر شمد مريم.
شكرا شمد مريم شكرا سلامة.
أو ببارة كروستيل هاي هاي طماطة لا هاي ببارة لا هياها شمسية لا هي قندورة لا
كل من ديتو
كل من دي نصرية دخلوا في السوق غالي بخولة.
There you go. Now people can shower as well.
هات ريطة يلا ما تدري ليش ودنا اتصال بنا ناشئ اسرع وقت ثاني يعني تم الودنا اتصال تم الروتوا
نعم
روتوا من ثاني بجمعة قانم
نعم من الليل نعم
وديو ثاني قبل
يجي ما وضخ ماذا يجي وضخ عرس رابع ماذا بالمسيح عرس رابع يعني عرس خمندي شكروا أننا منظمة الذيلة خدمالكم قدمالا إيا خدمة مقابل حياتي يعني لا أهم من دي ماي حياتي لا.
Water is also important for cooling down the home. There is no AC system, so there is this thing called mubarida. So a man like him can't cool the house without having actually water. With the water and this thing, it's actually an old Mesopotamian technology from 4,000 years ago. It cools the home. People are really getting to work. They're really worried about their plants, their vegetables, because that's extra money they will have to buy if they can't grow their own plants. So these are his grapes.
هي منظمة شلامة منظمة شمها شلامة.
And now the chicken also gets a drink. Farming is very important for this small village. This is how they save money, by not having to buy eggs, by not having to buy chicken.
Wow, that was such a touching video. And even with the parts about the animals and the plant, I mean, the whole thing is just, and just their lifestyle, and they're just very simple people who just want the very basics in life. There's only a couple of minutes left, and I'm so glad that we were able actually to show that. I mean, this is just one of many, many videos. Again, people can go on the website and see the different work that you guys have done. But please, in the couple of minutes that are left, I know there's a mission trip that's coming up also in March. When are you guys both going?
Yeah, we'll both be going. So we have the 5 board members in Shlama. One of them lives in Iraq, and the other 4 live here, and all 4 of us are going to be going. And we're going to be taking roughly 20 volunteers with us as well.
Wow.
So we're going to be doing projects back in Iraq and in our villages and try to rebuild homes, or we haven't specifically identified which projects we're going to do exactly, but we want to have the people from here actually lend a hand and to be able to see, their ancestral land and to be able to help the people in the process as well that live there.
Have you guys ever been there?
I have.
You have.
So, yeah.
And you?
No. He went actually twice last year.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're an expert.
I wouldn't say that, but so last year was the first time I've been back to Iraq since my family left in about 25 years. So when I saw it, I just fell in love with the village that I'm from, El-Qush, and I was said to myself, I have to go back every year. That's going to be my mission. So last year I went, was the first time, and I went again this year, or actually 2018, now last year.
Well,
and
I got to say, I have a friend who's going with you guys, my friend Ida and her daughter.
Oh, nice.
And I'm very jealous of all of you.
Well, there's still time. We can make a spot for you.
I have quite a bit. I used to travel quite a bit. If anybody knows me, I used to go all around the world, and then I got married and had kids. And now it's very hard to leave my house, but I am very proud that you guys are going, and it gives me, it just gives me such joy to see the kind of work that you guys are doing out there. And I know one of those days I will be a part of that when the time is right. But for now, I want to thank you so much for doing the kind of work that you guys do. I hope you have a very blessed trip. And again, thank you for making me a part of a night in Nineveh. It's just so perfect for the kind of stuff that I do. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing all your stories with us.
Thank you
so much for allowing us to be on here and all the time that you've given us.
And I'm sure you'll be back.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
after the trip, you'll
anytime.
have new videos.
Anytime. I'm sure we'll have more videos.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.